Good morning, good morning. Little technical difficulty this morning. I apologize. Just checking to see who's on. We'll give it a few minutes since I'm a few minutes late because of technical problems. So, let me know who's with me. It is a warm morning here. It's been really surprising. Hey, I see Covey for a little while. I see Sandy and Gradine. Good morning, good morning. So, I hope everyone's doing well. It's not a blue sky kind of warm day. It is overcast. I think we're expecting some rain around noon here in my area. And then rains more likely in the later afternoon. But, hey, Miss Peg, Merry Christmas. This is the only way I get to see some of my family from far away. So, hey, Miss Sharon. And let's go ahead. We'll get going here just so you guys can be off and doing whatever you might need to be doing here. We're getting closer to Christmas. And here it is on December 11th. It's so hard to believe. It just seems like from July to now, where did it go? Where did it go? So, you'll hear pitter-patter of feet. That's Mr. Drummer. And you'll have to excuse me if I have to take a sniff break or a cough break or a liquid break. I have my coffee here this morning, but it is, I'm dealing with some of this stuff that I've been getting over. Thank goodness it was not COVID, but it just sort of kicked me on my behind. And just now getting back going. So, let me show you what we're going to be doing. We're going to be doing this beautiful white on white card. I'm raising it up here and hoping you can see this. And I'll show you what we're going to be doing. But it is just gorgeous, and then added a little touch of red. How's the color and everything with everybody this morning? Are we good to go? And then we have this one that's done with Old Olive and Espresso and white. And we're going to be doing this one. This is a very simple card, but wanted to show you that too. We're going to start off with this. I'm going to move this one out of the way for the moment. Wanted to remind you of some of the things we have done these past few weeks with this particular set that we're using. This is the Christmas to Remember. It has several different greetings. Sorry, it is real red, and that's just part of it, I guess. But this is the Christmas to Remember. This is the stamp set. This is the die set that comes with it. Let me open it up so you can see what's in there. And remember, my protector is here, Drummer, so you'll hear him barking in the background. So, it has 2 large dies, and then it has pine cone dies in 2 different sizes. And what this is a base or a background. Think of a 2-step stamp where you have the background is more solid, and then you have the detail. It's actually this way. That would, let me see if I lay it down here, if it would come up better. Maybe, just maybe you might see that. So you have your first stamp or die that you place down, and then you have your detail. They're the same imagery, it's just this is more detailed. You can see the outline of the pine cones here, but here you see the detail. And it just works great. And then, if you wanted to cut out more, you have the background of the larger pine cone. and then the detailed. And then, of course, you also get, I thought this was really cool, they give you 2 different small pine cones with the base and the detail to be able to use. Okay, so we're going to put that back on there, and I just used these 2 pieces this time. Well, if I can find my paper to put the right thing in first, we'll be good to go maybe. There we go. So again, I put these in. Cobbie taught me this, and I appreciate it. Hey, Miss Pat. With my description of what it is on this front side, where the flap latches. That way you're not catching your dies and so forth and tearing your flap. Looks really good, or it works really good for me. So we have that, and we have the stamp set, and this is the Christmas to Remember, okay? So what we had done before, we had done totally opposite of what we're going to do today. Look at all the different colors. And then here are a couple of the pine cones. Here's the stamp set. We also, if you remember, we come back and used the stamp set on some of our tags and pulled in Christmas season. So they all work very, very well together. Okay. So I just wanted to show you and remind you what we had been doing with this particular set. So I'm going to pull out my pieces here. I've already pre-cut them since we're going to do 2 cards. So this, and I'll lay these white down. This might help. So I had the full piece or background piece on the left. And really, if you just wanted to do some detailed pine cones, that's all you'd have to do is lay, cut this one out and then cut out your pine cones, lay on there. This is, let me put them in the same direction. This is the detailed piece. And we're going to lay this right over this piece. Okay? And that will make our front cover. That's how easy it's going to be. So I have my white cardstock. Bone folder here and go ahead and give that a little crease. And if I creased off a little bit, which I did, I will just redo. It is television, TV, video, however we want to say, depending on who's watching. So, you know I'm going to have a lot of things wrong and start over again. Hey, Miss Tammy. Hey, Miss Tammy. So, there's this. Now, I'll be honest with you. On the first one that I did, and you'll see even a little bit of Winkostella. I put Winkostella on there so it would shine through. What I did first was laid this one down, and then I put this one down. And it was really hard then, white on white, of course, to see where I needed to lay this. So I'm going to pull out my silicone mat, which you can see all of my glue pieces. But I am, and this is how it's going to lay. You can see it matches up. All I'm going to do is start on the outside. Well, I'm going to first get my glue going. You know, we have to get the glue boogers off. And then, you know, it's not going to matter as much if the middle cones don't lay down, but you got to make sure that your branches are laying down. If they're not laying down, then they're going to get caught up in the envelope. And yes, you can do this with your sponge, your dauber, lots of different things. I'm just trying to see if this will work. And I think it's going to, because if it shows a little bit of white, you could always, you know, that sort of that little glossy look possibly, you can always go back over it with some Winkostella. If you're careful with your placement and not having to slide it around a lot, that's where I think it's going to work okay and not cause you problems. So let's just see what we get. Sticking to my fingers and all. So I'm just going to lay this down on top of the other, and it's going to be just a smidgen off because I want it to be seen that it is just a little different. Okay. Okay. Can you see how that just made the difference with the depth of the piece? Yeah, please let me know you're with me. Give me some of those hearts and thumbs up and wows. We love those type things, okay? Then, if you turn that over, I'm going to turn, I don't need it now. I'm going to turn this over. And you can see now that you have solid places where you can put your glue, okay? And yes, and I'm still going to try to hit some of the branches also with my glue, but you have larger areas for this to work, okay? Let's try sticky fingers. Okay. Then all I'm going to do is pull out my the red there. Let's turn it over this way. And it doesn't matter to me which is up and which is down. But I'm going to get that down there. Just use my palm and get it flat. So is everybody with me still? And that's the look you get. It's not popped up really, it just gives you that, and I'm just getting all my glue pieces there. Ooh, the wind is really picking up. Drummer doesn't like wind, sorry. So there we have that. Then I have my 'Tis the Season, and I just did this because it was all red. You could do this on another piece of white. You could cut this out or stamp it in red and cut it out. But I did the 'Tis the Season simply because it stamps all in red. And you can see I'm planning on making some more of these today. So I just went ahead and stamped. But I'll show you that's not a problem at all. So just tapping it on here. It's a red rubber stamp. There you go. So you can see it's not hard to do. And I just, what is that? Maybe almost a quarter of a sheet has me enough now for 13 maybe or so. So I'm going, and I'm cutting out. I'm not leaving any white. I'm cutting all the way to the edge. Now I have a hard time holding from one side. So I just go ahead and cut that bad boy out. Oh yeah, he's not pleased with the wind. He's saying, hello, you people. I'm protecting you. Okay. Now, this one was straight down. Okay. This one I'm going to pop up just to show the difference. And I think we need the little minis. So we will do 1, 2, and 3. It's so little I didn't even pull out my pick tool, but I should have because it makes it so much easier. And then you just decide where, okay? It can be straight, it can be up high, it can be down low. This one was here. This one, I'm going to do there. And I think that's pretty straight. And then somewhere I have a piece of red ribbon. And I'm just pulling off a piece of linen thread. I'm coming around here to tie a knot. Whoops, if I can get it. Hello, Miss Joanne. So we are tying the knot. Sorry, my hands are covering things and we're having shadow today, but it just sometimes works out that way. So I am trimming off my linen thread. Okay. And then this is just going to be put on with a glue dot. Excuse me, so sorry. And I think I might this one too, because I want some of that. I want as much of that white detail to show. That is gorgeous, and we worked hard on it. So then I'm just going to find a glue dot. I want to try this light for just a moment. Maybe, just maybe that might be my problem. Maybe I didn't have my light on high enough. See if that makes a difference here in just for you guys. Does that brighten it up a little bit? So then I'm just taking my glue dot. I don't touch the glue dot with my fingers. I just place the piece of ribbon down on it. And then I'm just going to put that up close to it. Now, again, there is some little bit of glue where I put it on and let it slide. So in those spots, and here, there, and everywhere, I'm just going to come back with some wink. And that will help with the camouflaging. And hopefully I can see. Hey, Miss Karen. Again, I'm just going over a little bit with Wink of Stella. It's hard to see when it's wet, but when it's dry and you have that movement, you just see that little bit, and it really sparkles. Okay, so there you go. Now I do need, what I have not done is the inside, so let's go ahead, pull my red. Thank you. I see some hearts. I'm thrilled. Oh, I may have to see if I can find those, Sharon. Fisherman's Cough lozenges. I don't know if we have those down here. Yeah, we used to have that, and we don't sell it anymore, Pat. So, but that type of stuff is great to go on these type things. Oh, guess what? Look what I just did. Okay, here's a moment to correct. So, yeah, I did it upside down. I was yeah, if Coffee's on here, she's laughing at me. Because I did not have my label on. So what I'm doing, I have just stamped it on a scratch sheet of paper, pulling out my cutting board, trimmer. Gonna cut off some off of this bad boy. just to get it sized the way I think it needs to be. I don't know if you were able to see all of that or not, but yay, see? So then I'm just putting on my piece, and it will go right over. I have received Christmas cards from several. Thank you so much. I have enjoyed them, and they're all being displayed either on my spinner or on my mantle. There we go. So that's okay. That works. One of you guys may get this. You never know. Okay. So there's what we have. And I hope you have enjoyed that one. Again, we were using the Christmas to Remember bundle with that beautiful, beautiful pine and pine cone die cut set, okay? Christmas pine cone dies and the Christmas to Remember stamp set that comes as a bundle right now. So, I hope several of you were able to take advantage of the no shipping or with a $50 order. Remember, if you have family members that are looking for something to give you and you want to give them a hint, tell them to contact me for a gift certificate. Yay! And let's get on to our next card. So we're using Old Olive, Early Espresso, and White. I'm going to hold it up close. I love when we do this technique, when we show a lot of, you know, we basically skip down 2 layers. And we go to, this is our standard card size, okay? Oh, I don't even have an inside version of this one. 8.5 by 5.5, and we scored at 4 1/4. I'm just working with it on landscape size, orientation rather. And then we went down to 3 3/4 by 5 to get the Early Espresso. So that left more of that Old Olive showing. Then the white piece is, oh, this is going to be sad. I have to look at my ruler. It is 1/8 of an inch down. So it's 4 7/8 lengthwise. And for the white. And then, okay, my mind's not working. I'm 1/8 of an inch less than 3 3/4 on the width. Okay, so just move it down there. I know my mind's not working this morning. So sorry. I'm still going to call it bronchitis fog or something, you know. So let's see what we have. I love this one. This is very simple. Very simple. Okay. For those of you just joining me or who are new to the group, I'm Carolyn Bosley, Independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. We have completed one lovely card this morning, a white on white elegant with a touch of red, using the Christmas to Remember set. And now we are moving over to stamp set a card using Old Olive, Early Espresso, and White. And we're going to be using the photopolymer stamp set Christmas Season. Okay. It's lovely. Absolutely lovely. It does have die cuts. We're not using die cuts today. We're just using the stamp set itself. And so we have the piece of cardstock, 8.5 by 5.5. Again, scored at 4 1/4. Instead of our normal portrait, we're just turning it into landscape orientation. Okay. Then we are going to, I'm just going to go ahead and place this one on. You don't have to. You can wait and do after you do your stamping. But this layer, I'm going to go ahead and put on because it involves no stamping. So I should be good to go, and it'll give me a little bit of moving time, which apparently I need, right? Okay. So I feel good there. That's where we're going to end up at. Then I'm going to pull in a couple things. I'm going to pull in a stamping mat because it is photopolymer. Okay, and I'm going to use so I have my stamping mat here. Let's move these out of the way. And I'm also using a piece of scratch paper. And just going to lay this here. So here's how this gets going. We're going to start with, let's see, some old olive. Okay. Oh my goodness, Drummer. Wow, he is upset with something going on out there. Okay. So we're basically, I'm going to start with getting this. Let me hold it up closer so you can see. And I'm just going to start with this piece here, stamping here, here, turn it around here, and then here. Okay, inking in between each time, of course. So again, it is old olive. And it's getting going. Oh, you would think that he would understand that we are A-okay here. And it's okay if some of those come out light, because you're going to have some other things going over them. And it's just where I'm turning it, trying to angle and keep on the camera and things like that too. Okay, so that stamp we're done with. Okay, the old olive stamp we're done with. Now, the next stamp is using shaded spruce, and you would think that would be way too bright, but it's really not. You need a little brightness right in here to come up through all those. So I'm using shaded spruce, and we've got two different stamps, I think. There was two different stamps in this set. This is one stamp, okay, and then this stamp. So that's what I'm using right now. Taking those, and I'm just going, this is a pine cone nestled in here, so I'm just going to get some of those around there. Doesn't show up a lot, and that's okay, because then I'm going to have some come up in there. And then we're just going to start building this, okay? I'm going to start stamping and making it go round and round. Okay. I'm just wanting to fill up that white space right in there is what I'm wanting to do. Think about when you bring, or at least we do sometimes, we used to at home, we would bring in greenery and so forth to put on our mantles and things like that, and we just build around it to make it show up the way we wanted it. You know, we just kept filling it up until we got what we wanted. Okay, now I'm going to go with the pine cone, and our base color is going to be soft suede. It's a two-step, so we're going to have, let me get some ink on there. Okay. And then we're going to find our early espresso. Is it building in front of you? Can you see it? And then I'm coming back with the detailed. So that, like I said, two-step stamping. Okay. So you would think pretty much we're basically done. Not yet. I'm going to close up some of this. And I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn this over. And I'm going to work on this again. And here's why. Okay. I'm not pleased with that because I should have left some open spaces. Well, let's try it and see. You know me. We will try and see. If we don't like it, I'll turn it over. I want to know if my berries are going to show up. Maybe they're going to. I think maybe I did leave enough room. Okay. My real red seems dark, but that's okay. And then I just wanted a little bit more. I didn't want to come all the way around, but I just wanted a little bit more, sort of like a sparkle right around the cone and so forth. So, the red, we used the berries. Okay. I'm coming back with, let me tell you what color I chose real quick. I can see. Crushed curry. I didn't want a bright yellow, but I wanted something on there, and I just did like 3 or 4 different little stamps of the splat, or that's what I call them, splats, to get some focus there. Okay, and I'm going down on just a little bit and staying up off of too. So let's, I think, yeah, I don't want one there. Okay, so move these out of the way. Then I'm going to come back with my Christmas. There's just a little something right there. I feel like I need, if I can find my old olive. It looks pretty dark to me from your end, but when I'm looking at the camera, there we go. That just pleases me. Then I'm going to take some real red. Okay. And I've got a Merry Christmas that's in this set, the Christmas to Remember. Make sure it's upright. I think so. Okay. Lay that out of the way. Oh, I think those look really, really good. I really like it. Okay. Then, okay. Now I have somewhere. I'm going to close this. I laid. Oh, there it is. Now I still have to cut my paper for the inside, but you know how we do that. So is everybody with me still? What are you thinking so far? Thank you, Sharon. So then I am just using my Tombow, start in the middle in case I get a blob, and that way I can sort of feather it out. See, I stopped. It got slipped on my hand, and I got a little blob there. I wanted to get it out before. Oops, it's a little bit more there. Okay. And then, now there is a very, very small edge there, like a 1/16, but that's all you need to keep. There we go. We're done. We're done. Well, except for the inside. Now, I think what I'm going to do on these is, let me get a little piece of paper here. Oops. It will dry, don't panic. On the berries only this time, and we'll try to stay on them. Oh, I think that's going to be gorgeous when it dries. So much so, I'm coming back to this one. And just adding that little bit, because when the receiver opens the card, they see the beautiful handmade card anyway, because you're going to put your branding stamp on the back. But then as they move it and open the card, my link is still up, they're going to be able to see that movement. What do you think? I'm going to hold it up as close as I can without getting it out of focus. And, ooh, there we go. It's still wet, and it's not there. It's not going to do it without doing it out of focus, I don't think. But, trust me, it's gorgeous, and we'll get some photos uploaded. So what do you think? Is this something, very simple cards, something that you think is piquing your interest to maybe do some cards today of some sort? I hope so. I do hope so. Anything you see today can be ordered through my Inky Gathering site. Just go to inkygatherings.stampingup.net and shop with me now. Remember, if you're thinking of a way to maybe bring in some income and things like that, would like to join my team, you can also join my team. Right now it is, you pick your own kit up to $125 worth of merchandise and pay $75 plus tax. I'm sorry, $99 plus tax. We just had a special, but that ended in November. So keep watch, because we can always add new members to the team. Thanks, Tammy. I love the pine. Oh, you love pine cones and you collect them wherever you visit. I had someone bring them to me from the beach one time, and we made some ornaments and so forth. So it's really cool. Yeah. So, there you go. Same colors. I apologize for the lighting. We will continue to work on lighting to do some better, but this is what we have. So, we used Christmas to Remember bundle along, and that included the Christmas pine cone dies. We also used the Christmas season stamp set, okay? So, please, please, if you have any questions, let me know. Don't forget last minute gift certificates. We have those. And please, please invite people to join our wonderful, wonderful group. Thanks, Karen. It's good to see you on. I know I say it's good to see you. It's just good to know that folks are out there with me. And thank you all for supporting me through the years. And I look forward to a brand new year coming up. But we've got a few more little things that we'll be doing before we close down for the holidays. So keep a watch and have a good afternoon. Please post some photos on the group site, okay? Some photos of your Christmas projects and Stampin' Up! Projects, okay? Thanks. Bye-bye.